Before we get started, I want to let you guys know you can find this video and other tutorials and more information, including the maps I used in this video, on the Steam Guides page for Rust. You can find a link in the description. If you'd check that out and give me a rating, I'd appreciate it. What's up guys, Origin here, and in this video I'm going to try to show you how to navigate the Rust map. Basically show you the points of interest, what's there, and hopefully you'll learn how to get around and find your friends in Rust. Alright, the first point you're going to see here is Northwest Radtown. And this one has a whole lot of loot boxes in it, and they're pretty much in those 4 buildings, and this little maze here, in the field, and in the warehouse in the back. The most noticeable feature on the Northwest Radtown is this maze right here on the bottom of the screen, and the smokestack right in the middle of the area also. So if you see that, you know you're at Northwest Radtown. And you'll see on the left, bottom left corner of your screen, I have a little map there with a red dot. It's not 100% accurate, but it's very close to where your guy's at on the map, and so you can kind of relate to where you were at on the map. As you're watching the video, you'll see the dot move around and stuff. That took me forever to animate. I mean, it must have been three hours or some shit like that. Because I'm not really an animator. I'm using all this with overlaid images and positioning within Sony Vegas. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video and it's worth your time. So we'll come up here past these rocks on the right, and you look to the left here. Now this here is the biggest mountain in the map right now, and people will call this Mount Everest or Rust Mountain. If you go past that mountain, there are no resources. Here's a look at the map overview and the map, the Rust Mountain. Like I said, if you go past that, there are no resources. All you'll see is trees. There are no animals that spawn out there, no resource nodes that spawn out there. So that's an area you don't want to go past. So when you're playing around with your friends, and if they're lost, you know, say, hey, look for Rust Mountain. Find that, and you can get a good idea of where you're at, because the coast is to the south of that mountain. So that's a good monument / landmark to keep an eye on to be able to tell where you're at. This area that I'm at, there's no on the northeast corner of the road area, there are no rad towns. So you see here, I'm just running along, and there's not a whole lot out here. There's some resources in different areas along this road, but in this specific area there are no rad towns. And I was playing, recording this on a PvE server, so you'll see all these little shelters and buildings just littered around the landscape. So just ignore those. I'll point out the real, actual landmarks that are in the game that are, you know, permanent structures. You'll see as I come around the bend here, we're approaching the North Barn and Split Town. And I'll go ahead and give you guys a walkthrough of this one and explain things here. And here you see on the right hand side, this is North Barn. Everything else is player made structures. All this crap around here is all player made stuff. I'll head up on top of this rock here and give you guys an overview of Split Town. And the reason this one's called Split Town is because the road goes all the way through it. You can take the road and just walk straight through the entire Rad Town. So we'll hop down off this rock and I'll walk through Rad Town for you guys to be able to see what's going on in here. There are loot boxes in that building here to the left where that guy's running in. Right here with that red barrel, there's loots in this little shelter to the right here. There's usually a box in there. And on top of these staircase, there's some too. In this building to the right, there's usually a couple. Second floor also. And these 2 buildings on the left, there's nothing. This one here with the 2 oil tanks inside of it, there's usually loot boxes in there also. Let's go ahead and turn around and leave another look at Split Town before we head out. And we'll continue on our fast-forwarded journey across the road. Now, the road took me about 25 minutes to travel around on foot while sprinting. I mean, granted, I stopped here and there to look at different areas and stuff to get a better view of it for you guys. And here it's funny, even though I'm recording, I'm still like, ooh, airplane. Gotta watch where it goes, even though I wasn't gonna go for it. So it's here now. We're coming up on the South Barn, which is on the most southeast corner of the road, just all by itself. There are no loot boxes or anything in this, but just a good point of reference for where you're at. It's just a barn all by itself, you know, normally when there's not players in the map spawning their shit all over. So we'll continue heading west here, and you'll see the sun. Sun rises in the east, sets in the west, just like real life. So that's always a good thing to know, so you know which way you're going. If you go all the way south, you'll end up the coast. here we're coming across, we're coming into oil field is what I call it. Some people call it Old Rat Town or something, but it's an oil field to me because there's 2 oil tanks here you see on your left, and then it's just a big field. There's zombies in this field and a bunch of, there's probably, I think, 7 loot boxes spread out in that area. So we'll continue heading west here, and once we get around to the southwest corner of the road, we'll start heading north into the hangar area. And you'll see why it's called hangar here in a second once we enter the area. So see here on the map, hangar with a few little buildings around it. That's on the southwest corner of the map. So we see here there's 4 oil tanks and the couple little walls. There's usually 4 boxes in there to loot. This little warehouse building here, once it gets done with the lag spike, the little warehouse here usually has a box in it too, and then there you see the hangar straight in front of us. There's usually a couple loot boxes in that also. So we'll get back on the road, continue heading southwest, and go around the corner. There's another building here on the southwest corner here also that's part of the hangar area, but it's not too big. That one right there. Then we'll start heading north along the road. And like I said, the sun's about to set on the west side. All the way to the west there's water, and all the way to the south there's water. Just keep that in mind in the playable areas. So we'll zoom in here into the one that I call Southwest Rad Town. I'll give you guys a quick look at that one here. Now there's usually some stuff in that 2-story building, these 2 small brown buildings here, and behind that 2-story building there's stuff also. The most noticeable feature about the Southwest Rad Town is this structure here on the left with the shipping crates. There's like a crane here on those struts up there. And this is the only one that has that, so that's how you know you're at Southwest Rad Town. Also on the left here, there's 2 smaller rad buildings out to the left that you can loot also. And like it says here, if you enjoy the video, please share it with your friends on Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you want. I appreciate it. And we're coming up here around the corner here onto the buildings we call the shacks. There's just 2 buildings out here by themselves. Well, it's actually 3. One of them's kind of in the rocks, not from a glitch, but the little building on the right here you see straight in front of us has 2 loot boxes usually, and the warehouse on the left we usually have 1 or 2 also. So we'll continue heading around this little corner here and head in through the little canyon or ravine or split mountain, whatever you want to call it. We'll come across another couple small structures here. And these are the ones that we call the bunkers. It's just 2 little small bunkers that are by themselves out in off the sides of the road, and they usually have 1 or 2 loot boxes around them also. One on each side of the road here. And we will continue running at cheat level speeds. This was actually fast forwarded through editing, not cheating, just so everybody knows. I do not cheat and never will, and I do not condone it in any shape, form whatsoever. I hate it. Pisses me off. Play fair, just don't play at all. But we're coming up to the end here. We've pretty much made a loop all the way around the map following the road, and we're coming back around to the northwest Rad Town with a single large smokestack right in the middle. And that is the end of the tour for Rust. I hope this guy's helped you find each other a little better. Maybe you'll get yourself a little more familiar with the landmarks in Rust. If you enjoyed the video, or not, leave me a comment below. And I will keep posting Rust videos trying to help you guys out. Just leave me a suggestion with what you want to learn next. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Oh, shit,
There's a hatchet. That was a long conversation. I was like, this is over.